And we are live with another edition of Let's Talk Broncos with your host, Kurt Valenti. Good evening, Mr. Valenti, and welcome back.
How are you, Mrs. Valenti? Thank you for joining on a Thursday night, school night, but a Thursday night. Little exciting college hoops last night. So we're going to go Thursday and hopefully we could talk some Bronco football with some Bronco fans. It's an exciting time, combine starting, Jen. And besides that, what's going on with yourself? How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I can't complain.
And how's
Um,
Bo?
Bo is doing very well. For those of the watching, our Bo is our 5-month-old puppy, Shih Tzu puppy. Today we actually are remembering Bella, our
Yep.
first dog, Shih Tzu. It's her birthday, 16. She would have been 16 today, so it's her first heavenly birthday.
Yep. Happy birthday, Bella. And like we said, she's laughing down at us and saying, "Look at the little maniac I gave you in Bo." So good luck
Yeah,
to him.
exactly.
But no, he's doing good, and I'm excited to talk Broncos. Let's go.
Well, we got Pearl checking in. She's saying
What's
she
up,
made it.
Pearl?
Hooray. Hi, Pearl. Thanks so much for watching.
How are
So,
you?
which do you want to talk first here, Kurt? Do you want to talk combine or do you want to talk Gronk?
You know me and rumors. I'm a rumor. Well, I don't want to
You're
use the word, but you know what I am. A rumor. You know what
Yeah.
I am. But you
I
know what?
do know.
Let's talk combine, Jen. Let's start with the
Okay.
combine. I mean, this is the hot topic today. Players actually start doing something today, right? Whether it's like, you know, jumps and skips and like the guy said, they running around in underwear today, and you know, it means something, but to me, I don't think it's you know, the end all, like to see somebody running around when you have 3 and 4 years of film in actual football. I mean, I think that matters more than running around in shorts.
Well, you know what's so funny is I was just going to ask you. We have Michael checking in saying good evening,
Mike.
Kurt and Jen, and go Bo Broncos. Bo Nix just celebrated a birthday, right?
Yes,
Last week.
25, I believe. 25.
Wow, old for a rookie.
Yeah.
And Pearl saying, "Bella, your angel sweetheart."
Yep.
Yes, she is. Yep, that's so accurate.
Absolutely.
Um, like her beloved Prada court. Oh, nice.
Yep.
Yeah. Um, I was gonna ask you, like, what do you think of like, what do the combines? Do they really change? Like, do they really change? Like you said, you've got game film, you've watched them perform through college for 3 years. Is a combine really going to make that much of a difference for a player? What do you think?
I mean, yeah, I'm gonna be honest. Like for some teams, I think it does matter, right? But I think for other players, and again, this is the old Bill Belichick. But listen, Bill Belichick was notorious for drafting Alabama players who played under Nick Saban, right? Why? Because you know what he's been through, you know the competition. But yeah, there's some people that getting, enamored with, oh my God, he ran a 4.31, and I mean, he's running straight. How many times you just run straight 40-yard dash? Like that's you really don't do that in football that much.
I mean, listen, I get the speed, the wow of the speed factor, but like you said, like where it's not like game like.
Right. It's not, and you have your interview on film, right? You have your interview on film. Like, I don't want to use the word quit, but are you hustling 100%? Are you running to the ball? Are you blocking downfield? I mean, you didn't do it for 3 years. Now all of a sudden you're going to do it. Like, why didn't you do it? Like, that's a question mark. Why didn't you do it? So I don't know. Stuff's scripted. You go and you have, now you go and it's you have like pro days, right? Like Shador Sanders isn't going to throw in the combine. He's going to throw in his um, you know, pro day. So he's going to throw to his receivers. He's going to have like his offensive coordinator, like, or whoever is working with him, like drawing up a script. Like, Yeah, and how many times is it just, "Okay, drop back and throw the ball?" Like, are people
But
not gonna rush you in football? Like,
I was just gonna
how are
say,
you
it's
under
like
the press? How are you gonna take sacks? Are you gonna throw the ball away? Are you gonna try to run? Like, that's so much more important to me.
not getting pressured. Your receivers aren't covered. I mean,
Right,
it's just not. I mean, again, I'm not saying it's completely unimportant, but I don't know. I feel like a lot of stock is put. It always amazes me, I guess, when someone's stock rises because of their combine performance. Because I just,
right.
yeah, I guess that's what is a little.
Or drops because, like, this guy just say you're out of school, you're making, you're an SEC player, you're an SEC player, and you have 180 tackles a year, right? Like, but you didn't run so like you're not a good player. Like, I don't understand. That doesn't matter. Like that doesn't, like I saw what you did. You're the leader of a defense in an SEC. I don't know. Like I'm taking them. I'm taking them.
Let me get a few of these comments in here. Michael saying one player had a great NFL combine is Tennessee Volunteers defensive lineman James Pierce Jr. He's also saying the Broncos have talked to about 5 tight ends in the
Yeah.
NFL draft
Yep.
today.
What does that tell you, Jen?
Yeah,
They're going for a tight end, and I hope
yeah.
and that's what we want.
If you had a choice of a playmaker, first round running back, or tight end, which
Wow.
would you take first? Pearl wants to know. Let's throw that question up there.
It's like 51-49, right? Like I think it has to be one of those positions. It has to be one of those two. No doubt about it. It's our two most needs. If it's Ashton Genty, um, if he's there, or if we can go get him, the kid Hampton from North Carolina. I, Personally, I think I want it either Janty, Hampton, Loveland, or Warren. Either a tight end or a running back. I'm gonna lean a little bit towards it's hard. I guess tight end a little bit, but 51-49. We need both. Whoever we don't take in the first, I want to take that one in the second. I'll answer it that way. That's how I want to do it. Running back,
I'm
tight end,
leaning
running back, 1-2.
I'm leaning towards running back for you guys. I feel like if you get an impactful running back, because you
Oh,
just have no one. If you
right.
get somebody who will pick you up consistently a few yards, I mean, yeah, that was a big missing piece this
Yep.
year.
Yep.
We got Ernie checking in saying, "Go
What's up, Ernie?
Broncos country only." Go Bo Nix for 6.
Let's go, baby. Let's go, Ernie. Let's go. So a couple rumors today, Jen. Just a couple rumors from again. I like him, Benjamin Albright. I know some people don't like him. I like him now. Broncos insider. So he was breaking a couple news. One, he said 90% Matthew Stafford to the Raiders. And if that happens, then they're going to draft Ashton Genty at number 6. And that scares me. Because now you're putting a Super Bowl quarterback with a Super Bowl coach and Pete Carroll and a dynamite running back, Genty on that team. That's a problem in our division.
You guys could
What?
arguably have the
Oh,
best
best division. It's
division.
definitely the best division. I mean, Jen, look at the coaches.
I was gonna say
Sean Payton,
coaching
Super
wise.
Bowl. But think about Jen. Sean Payton, Super Bowl champ. Andy Reid, Super Bowl champ. Pete Carroll, Super Bowl champ. Um, Jim
Harbaugh.
Harbaugh went to a Super Bowl national champ. I mean, seriously, those might be the four of the best coaches in the NFL. Seriously, they're definitely four of the top 7 or 8 coaches in the NFL. That division's loaded. Now you got Stafford, Mahomes, Herbert, and Nix. If that trade goes down, Jen, what do you think?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, uh, listen, nobody in your division wants that.
No, no. But you know what? Hey, bring it on. Listen, it is what it is. Let's go. So that's trade number 1. And trade number 2, and I'm not sure if Kenny's going to be on. Kenny's under the weather a little bit, so hopefully Kenny's feeling better. But rumor number 2, the Titans, who have the number 1 pick, making it, they, looking to get out of that number one slot, trading with Kenny and Paul Rosen's New York Football Giants. And that would make the Giants now go to number one and have their choice of Shador Sanders or Cam Ward. They pick their quarterback. There's your quarterback of the future. So those are two rumors again coming out. It's rumors, but stuff, hey, stuff going on. So Jen, you would lean running back over tight end?
I would just I just feel like you are deep again, not to undermine, a tight end, but I just feel like, a running back would do more for you overall. Sometimes
Yeah.
tight ends really, you know, game to game sometimes don't, contribute as much depending, and I feel like a running back, you especially if you're going to commit to running the ball, you need to have somebody that can get you a few yards.
Yep.
What was I going to say? We got Ernie calling the Raiders losers after
They are.
talking about.
They are.
um, I want to get back to your comment with the Giants maybe going all in for Shador Sanders.
Or Cam Ward. Or
Okay,
Cam
but
Ward.
I want to specifically talk about Sanders.
Okay.
Um, you know, we've seen, especially quarterbacks who are descendants of fathers who played in the NFL, have they do want to go certain places and they don't want to go certain places. Has Dion said where his son will or won't go?
I mean, I don't know if he's openly, publicly said it, but I think behind closed doors he said it. But the Giants have always been on his yes list.
Yes list.
Yes
Okay.
list. Um,
Okay.
again, I'll say this. I like him. He's a pocket passer. He's tough. His offensive line was horrendous in Colorado. He stood in there, took hit after hit after hit. Didn't have really a defense the last 2 years. And you know what? Turned that team around. I like him and I would take him. If I was the Giants, I would go get Shador Sanders. But what's your thoughts? I mean, have you watched and stuff like that? What's your thoughts on him?
On Sanders as a
Sanders. Yeah,
player?
well, let me ask you something. Does Dion's presence, possible coaching, does that influence you at all? Would you not take him because of him?
I don't know how long I'm gonna last here. We got Bo for the first time acting up. Can you hear him in the
Yeah.
background? Um, Listen, I think that you have to take the father into consideration. In basketball, I was against drafting any of the balls because of the father, right?
Yep.
Lonzo Ball, LaMelo Ball, and the circus that would ensue. I think this is a little bit different, but and I think, I don't think I would be opposed to drafting him given the father here. I think it's a little bit different. But my question is, is he going to want to coach eventually, the dad? He
Well,
only go.
let me ask you. Wanting him have to coach is one thing, but does he coach through the stands? Does he coach through the organization by saying, I don't want him playing until you
Does he
fix the offensive
interfere?
line?
Right,
Right.
right.
I
Does he
mean,
interfere?
does he come personally, publicly come out and start with I don't think he
Right,
should be playing until they spend money in the offensive line. He's going to get my son killed. Is he,
right,
I don't think we should be throwing it 40 times a game. We should, like, will he do that? If he's
right.
coaching, that's one thing because he's the coach. He could do it, but will he undermine Dable and that front office and be a hindrance by what he's going to do off the field? If
Well, I
that
think
makes
that
any
that's a definite possibility, right? Like, I don't necessarily think it's going to be like a circus like it would with the Ball family, but I think that there could be some,
right. You got to remember,
yeah,
right? He has a weekly press conference, right? Like at Colorado and stuff like that. Like where people go, oh, so what do you think your son's going on? What's going on with the Giants after a loss? I mean, would he come out and say, coaching's got to be better, or
right.
I could see him doing something like that. I could.
Yeah, well, exactly,
But
exactly.
I'm gonna be
That's
honest, I
exactly
don't know if I can't take if he's the best prospect and
it's worth the risk.
it's worth the risk because you can't fool around. You don't have a quarterback. You're in a tremendous mess from from playing Daniel Jones. And you know, again, I heard this today. There's not a lot of teams that their goal is to be picking top 3, right? Like no team right now says, I want to be picking top 3 next year. You don't, because if that's your goal, odds are, I mean, unless you have a full commitment from an organization, you're going to be fired. You're probably not even going to be making that pick as a coach or a general manager. So I'm going to go and say, I would still, if he's their guy, pick him, deal with the father later on. That's my attitude.
Well,
When he's a top 10, we
you
deal
make
with
a
it.
good point about it being the situation the Giants are in right now. You know, like for them, I would say it's worth the risk. Yeah.
It's worth the
We got
risk.
Carson checking in, saying
What's
hello,
up,
hey
Carson?
Carson, and Michael saying hi to Bo.
Hey, there you
So
go. Oh, well, he
sorry if
hears
you
him.
hear him in the background, but he is acting up a little bit. He's in his pen and he is not happy.
So, Jen, can I throw something at you to talk about for a second?
Yeah.
The rumor that came out a couple days ago, Cecil Lammey, Rob Gronkowski, one of, if not the best tight ends in football history, hasn't played in a while. Fox analyst. The report was, um, you know, looking to get back in the NFL. Love Sean Payton. Really high on Bo Nix. He's been working out in Colorado, and that the Broncos would be on the list to come back. Two-part thing. One, would you be interested for the player? And two, like, agree or disagree with me. Like, I love this. Like the Broncos are back in the mix, right? This reminds me of, hey, and I'm not putting Bo Nix with Peyton Manning. That's just stupid. But you know what? When Manning was here, I want to go there. I want to go there. Let's go to Denver. Make a trade for, and like it's starting to come back. I want to play with Bo Nix. You heard Debo Samuel. Hey, Denver's going to be real good, right? Like, his eyes, Denver, Gronk, Denver. Like, I like that. I think that's important. So, what do you think?
Yeah, well, I'm going to start with your second part. You know, it is definitely a good thing that, uh, the the Broncos are one of the teams that people want to play for. That's huge, of course.
Huge.
As for, wanting I don't know. I don't know. You're very into the get the older players, like look at Kelsey this year. I mean, you really think Bronk's gonna come back, and I feel like you look back with rose colored glasses and expect like the Gronk of his
No,
prime.
no, no.
What's gonna
But
become
here,
wait, wait, let me finish.
go
Let
ahead.
me
Go
finish,
ahead.
please.
Go ahead.
Okay, but we with all players, like look how fast the decline can be, and he stopped, for a reason, and I don't think you're going to get what you're hoping for. So I'm going to I would have to say we talk about risk reward. I mean, is he coming in as some low paying, like, if the money is right and maybe he could be, we talked about this with Von Miller too, right? Is Von Miller come back to the Broncos? Like I think Von Miller will be a great, locker room presence. So I mean, if he could be something like that, but I don't think you're going to sign Gronk and have some like Bo Nix as if he's Tom Brady Gronk connection. I don't think so.
But see, here's the thing. First off, breaking news today, and thank you, Taylor Swift, and thank you, Travis Kelsey. You're coming back, so you're going to take up big chunk of that Kansas City. You'll be lumbering again next year, a year older. He'll be with the beard. He's got his nice beard cut. And where's Taylor Swift hasn't been? She's been quiet for a couple of weeks now. They're all been quiet, but he's coming back. So good, beautiful, perfect. So they don't go get themselves a nice younger tight end. Let them keep him. But Jen, here's the thing, and I was talking about this, Kenny, and he made a great point the other day. I don't need Gronk to be New England Patriot Gronk. I don't. If Gronk was on our roster today, he's the best tight end we have. Period. Period. Not even working out. He's better than anybody we have. That's one. Two, what do I want him for? Red zone, right? Unbelievable in the red zone. Tight touchdown target.
I just don't know if it's gonna you're basing all that. You don't know that. You don't
But I
know
don't,
that.
and I don't need him to be 96% on the field. I just need him. You know, give me Gronk and give me a first or second round tight end. That's what I want. So now, okay, here's the difference. When we go into Buffalo in the playoffs next year, I don't have Lucas Kroll who's looking in the stands going, "Oh my God, those guys are jumping through tables. What do I look at all the people and how loud it is and getting blown back?" I want experience. You need experience in those games. You need experience. We talk about it in the NBA, Jen. Again, I am nervous about our New York Knicks. Totally nervous. But come playoff time, I do not want to see Tyler Kolek dribble, dribble, dribble in Boston. I don't. No, 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 no. Give me the older guys in the playoffs. That's what I need. I don't need Gronk for 19 games. I need Gronk when it comes to week 10 and I'm going to Arrowhead. This is candy compared to what we did. That's what I need. I don't need him 60 plays. Give me 12. I'm not paying him $20 million. Give him a low salary. Let's do it. Let's do it. That's what I want. That's what you need, right? Again, I don't want Gronk. Nobody wants Gronk. But if Gronk went to Buffalo, what a signing! Josh Allen. Why is it different? It drives me up a
I don't know if that
wall.
would be I don't know if that would be the case for anybody who signs them. You know what they need to have? They need to have a combine for players that want to come out of retirement because we need to see what Gronk looks like. Right now,
Right.
you have no
Are you
idea.
seeing?
You
But
have no in the
have you
time
seen
his
Gronk
age.
though?
We have it in the comments here, right? Pearl saying my feeling is no on Gronk. Roy is saying don't get Gronk. He's yes, I know he was good. No way he's good now. He's old, right? He's been out of the game, right? There's just a difference in he's even older. You know, his body isn't used to. I just yeah. So sorry.
Again, I think this, you can't, and again, we're going to get a very special, if we were to get either one of those two running backs, Hampton, Janty, or tight ends, Loveland and Warren, right? Those four players are very special players. All four are going to be very special players. They can go right in and, hey, plug and play. Let's go. Are they going to have some kind of meltdown? Of course, yeah, but they're going to be like legit players. But you just can't be, let's grab a fifth round tight end and sixth round tight end and go to, you just can't do it. You saw what these guys did this year. Again, Troy Franklin, yeah, he scored a touchdown in Buffalo, but otherwise lost, right? Vele lost. Kroll, non-factor.
It doesn't have to be draft someone or get Gronk. I mean, there's a lot of in between options there, right? Like go sign someone who's
Right.
established in the league.
I'm just saying, you don't lose that championship pedigree. I'm not saying just go. Same thing with Von Miller. Like there's people, I don't want Von Miller. You know what I want Von Miller for? You said one, leadership. He loves Denver. And you know what? You know what Von's goal is? Hey, you know what? When it's 3rd and 9, you know what? First and second down, go sit on the sidelines. When it's 3rd and 9, go get that SLB Mahomes. That's what I want you to do. You just don't, you don't, I don't know how to do that anymore. He's still Von Miller, right? Well, let's draft the next 7th round pick that's going to do it. Stop. You need those veterans. We're very young. We need the talent. We need now, the experience to go in there. Like that matters. Like our running back room last year was, again, Javante, still a younger player, but hurt. Who else? But like, come on, you can't put those guys in a playoff game. You
All right, let me
can't.
Let me catch up on a few comments here. Peter saying that he thought the NFL did try a veteran combine, excuse me, which I did just mention kind of
They
as a
did.
joke.
They did.
He said, but the results were terrible if he's remembering correctly. Roy is saying, hate to burst your bubble, but it's like Fantasyland in the movies to compare it to. We're rebuilding, not getting a bunch
Yeah,
of
I love Roy, but I 100% disagree. We're not rebuilding. We're not there. We are not rebuilding. Like
But
we are.
he goes on to say, or Peter goes back to Peter saying that don't be shocked if Peyton goes best
Right.
player available either on offense or defense.
Right.
I think he says it better. Not rebuilding, but there's a lot of holes to fill. That is
Right.
very true.
See, this is where I think a lot of people where it's, complicated, right? The Giants are rebuilding. We're not rebuilt. We're in a Super Bowl window now. There is no difference. There
But
is
you have a
no,
lot of
hold on,
roles and
hold on,
holes to
hold
fill.
on. There is no difference right now anymore between us, the Bills, and the Kansas City Chiefs. There's no difference. We are all on the same window. We're a little longer than Kansas City because we got the younger quarterback, but like we're contending right now. Again, Cecil Lammey said he had 3 NFL personnel in NFL. He didn't mention who they were, but 3. He said with the right moves, okay, with the and not many, two or 3 moves. The Broncos are Super Bowl. The NFL, these guys are the Super Bowl contenders right now. We are now upgraded tight end, upgraded running back. That has to be done, and that will be done. But we are in the same. We are in a Super Bowl window right now. And if you don't believe that and you don't want that, you're wrong. Because again, what everybody argued for 3 years on all these podcasts, the way to do it is the rookie quarterback, the rookie deal, and you build a team. Well, now you got the quarterback. You got the rookie deal. So go spend every penny you got to build that team around him now. Now. The next 2-3 years is when you're going to have your best team. Because Jen, in all seriousness, what do we want Bo Nix to become? What do we want Bo Nix to be?
The
If
franchise
everything goes
quarterback.
right, the franchise quarterback making 50 and 60, right? We want that. Our best case scenario is pay Bo Nix $60 million. So we're not going to get him for not $60 million. If he don't pay $60 million, then he didn't pan out, right? I mean, let's be honest. That's what people don't understand. They think we're going to have Bo Nix for $4 million for 20 years. That's not going to happen. That's not reality. Our best case scenario is we have to pay him $60 million because he's a top 3 quarterback in football. That's what we all should be rooting for. That's what we want. So we can't pay around the team around them for there. So the next 2 and 3 years. So there is no rebuilding. That rebuilding was last year. Super Bowl contenders now. So go spend every dollar you got. Next year, you have over 100, every penny. Go put that team around him right now.
We have Peter making a good point here. Was it Peter? Let me find it here. I wasn't sure if it was. Let me go back. It was. Oh no, I'm sorry. It was Roy. I keep confusing Peter and Roy tonight. My apologies. He's saying getting back to having those experienced players, right? You only get experience by playing, so you got to play those young guys.
Yeah, but you can't afford it. You can't. There's teams that can't afford it. The Giants this year can afford it, right?
He's talking about the Broncos, though.
Right. We can't afford. We don't have that. We're ready to win now. We can't afford that. Now, am I going to say they can't play at all? But again, you cannot go in a playoff atmosphere this year with Vele and Franklin. You're fooling yourself. You're just not going to do it, right? When you turn around and you say, well, Philadelphia, I mean, listen, I'd love to be Jalen Hurts and look this way and say, hey, there's A.J. Brown. There's Devontae Smith. There's Dallas Goedert. Oh, yeah, back here, I can give it to Saquon Barkley. That's number 1 draft pick and a major trade, and you're big free agent. That's not draft and develop. Who did I develop? Devontae, he was the Heisman Trophy winner, first round pick. A.J. Brown was the first round pick I drafted, and he went number 2. So there's no draft development there, right? You can't do that. You need players like, again, an Ashton Janty. That guy's a stud. So it does you're not developing him. He's going to, from day one, he's going on that field wherever he gets drafted. He's going to be a top 4 running back in the NFL. He's that good. Same thing with these 2 tight ends. They're going to be fine. But I'm not taking 6th round draft picks and putting them in and saying, go win in Arrowhead. It's not going to happen. Our 5th round running back in the play. Think about this, Jen. Our 5th round running back, okay? We had 0. You just mentioned, was our running game bad last year?
Yes.
Okay. In a playoff game, our 5th round draft pick didn't even suit up. But we're going to do that this year again and draft another guy and say, let's get him ready for the postseason? The windows, the time's changed. Not time. What's the word I'm looking for, Jen? Come on.
Situation
changed. No, I'm still always say it. The window changed. The expectations changed.
So expectations change. Yeah.
You are a Super Bowl window now. We don't have time. I'm telling you, I do not want 7. I don't want to draft 7 guys and have 7 rookies make this team this year. No. I want 4 legit players from this year's class that are going to play, start. I don't want to develop 7 guys this year. I don't. Because now we're back to the PJ Locks of the world, the Mathises of the world. Let's draft, develop, and then they get torched on the field and you have to get rid of them. It's nice to draft and develop at the end of the roster. Fine. And then 3 years, but I don't have 3 years. I need right now. Bo Nix, like somebody just commented, Bo Nix has put this team right now in a Super Bowl window. So, that is what that is the window. That is like we are in a window. So, again, things change when you could get that quarterback and that quarterback shows you, hey, I'm ready right now. Things change. You get the quarterback, expectations change. Expectations right now have changed. They have changed. And you know what? You have to capitalize you have to capitalize when you have this window. I will say it again, Jen. I always bring our Knicks back into it because you and I are diehard Knicks fans. Okay. The New York Knicks window for a championship is right now. Okay. I don't care about the regular season. I'm going to focus on April when this comes. If we cannot get out of the 2nd round again, I am making major changes. Why? Because I'm not wasting another year next year. If Kevin Durant is available, I want him. You want to stay with this team? Get out of the 2nd round. If you don't, bye. That's the same thing now with the Broncos. This isn't, the Raiders are better. You cannot go backwards. You have to go forward. And we have to capitalize on this Super Bowl window with this rookie quarterback.
Let me catch up on a few comments
Sure.
here, Kurt. We got Jody checking in. Hi, Jody. Thank you for watching. He's
What's
saying
up,
he
Jody?
wants. Actually, I'll get back to a couple of his comments because I think it was Roy who was saying here, let me find it, that he says we are close. He's kind of disagreeing here, but we're not in the Super Bowl window. We got torched by all the good teams. You can't tell me we are that close.
No. Right. Not as we're constructed. Last year constructed. This offseason, you got to upgrade. You give me a legit running back. You give me a legit tight end. You upgrade a little at middle linebacker. Absolutely, we're right there. Absolutely. 100%.
And getting back to that experience, factor we were talking about, like how do you get experience, right? You need to play. Jody saying not playing Estime a lot more was a huge mistake.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna say that because our running back room was so bad, right? Like our running back room. See, how can I explain it? Like I think that whole room has to be revamped this offseason. You want to keep Estime and say I'll give him one more chance. Everybody else got to go. Everybody else, it's not good enough. It's not good enough. It is not good enough to be a top run team in the NFL. It's proven. You have a good offensive line. We really do. We probably have a top four offensive line in football. We're paying for an offensive line, but when the guys like we're watching games, Jen, and you're saying like, look how Barkley's breaking tackles. This guy's like, we never break tackles. Never. Would you ever see a long run? Like the
No.
whole, like, oh my God, look at the hole. Gain of three. Gain of three. Gain of three. That whole room has to get revamped. It's just not good enough. The whole tight end room has to be revamped. That's not good enough. You're not a championship window with those two. But that's why both of those positions, Jen, both of them, I either want to trade or sign somebody in a free agency for running back and tight end. I want two things. Part one, either trade for somebody or sign them in free agent and draft one of those two in first round or second round. And the other position, tight end, say the first one was tight end, then running back, sign or trade somebody and draft
Yeah.
that person. You have to. 1 and 2, and let's go. Everybody else, hey, and like even Estime, you want to be my third back, He should be nothing more than the third back. Nothing more.
Let me get some of these comments in here, Kurt.
Right?
All right, before you comment on
Yep.
every single one. All right, Jody saying that he wants maybe 3 starters out of the draft: a tight end, a running back, and somebody on the D line. That seems to be the running theme, right? Those are the positions there.
Yep.
Michael saying that Sean Payton said that we can build around Bo Nix on defense as well.
Yep.
Um, and you know Roy saying that the Broncos. I'm sorry, my okay. Roy saying that the Broncos were the worst team in the NFL, meaning that they are average. And Peter saying that I'm hitting the wrong button here. That the being in the window doesn't exactly mean giving up all draft capital to win one Super Bowl. He would want to find pieces to put you in dynasty mode. And Pearl saying some of those pieces are hard to get.
Yeah,
LOL.
I don't believe in dynasty mode, Jen. You're not going to see,
Well, it goes back to that question of would you rather, right? Um, go all in and win one Super Bowl, right? One Super Bowl. Let's say one Super Bowl, or like Peter is suggesting, right? Not maybe do everything all at once. And dynasty mode though makes you think that you're going to win, multiple Super Bowls, but rather than that, would you be when I say you, I don't mean you, Kurt, because I know how you feel, but people, would you
right,
rather win that one Super Bowl or would you rather have good seasons for 10 years, but you
right.
don't win a championship?
Let me,
What would you prefer? I know what you would prefer.
right. Well, can I just go back to it because I'm going to go to another sport, and I've talked about this, and again with our great friend Mr. Briggs, and probably watching down if he's not partying up there too much on a Thursday night to ask of him. He could spend an hour to watch the show. Um, he always mentioned this about the New York Yankees. And for years, since 2009, that's how many years have they not won a World Series? That's how many now?
Since 2009, was that 16 years?
16 years, right? It's a long time, would you say? Long time for the Yankees. And
Well, right. Well,
it was always, I don't want to mortgage the future. I want to win multiple championships. They haven't won one. So what have they won? They have nothing to show what they've done for 16 years. Nothing. When instead of, hey, we could have moved these 3 young players and went all in and got they wasted that opportunity. And now they've done nothing. Look how they choked. What a terrible organization, the way it's run. And yeah, because like Ernie just said, there is no more, like, you're never going to see the Patriots again. What happened? That's never going to happen. You're never going to see the Spurs, right? All of a sudden, let me ask something. All of a sudden, the Spurs don't know what they're doing. Like they've been horrendous the past couple years. Now they don't know what they're doing. Why did it? Because as much as you want to do it, right? Like it does. There is no dynasty mode. You're not going to be like that. You could be average, right? Like you want to be the Pittsburgh Steelers. They said it today. They said this today. Mike Tomlin, no, not today, but a couple weeks ago. Do you know when Mike Tomlin? You think he's a good coach, Jen?
I do.
Okay. Do you know the last time he won a playoff game?
Oh yeah, I remember when the playoffs were happening that this was not recently.
Guess who the president was?
Obama.
I mean, are you serious? And that's what you want every year? When was that? 15? 2015? No. I don't even know if it was 2015. It was 2015 because he won a game in the playoffs and the Broncos beat them. So 2015. Like they have no shot to win. They have no chance to win. I don't want that.
I was waiting for this comment from Jody. I didn't say it because I knew he was going to type it in. We were talking about like going all in, like giving up picks, whatever you need to do. He's saying, in the words of McVay, F them picks, right?
Exactly, because there's still like, think about the Rams went all in. What was that? 3 years ago? 3 years ago? 4 years ago? F them picks, win the
And
Super Bowl.
now they're looking to get rid of their quarterback.
Huh?
Aren't they looking to get rid of their quarterback?
Right. Go back. But like, think about it. They're still in the play. Like, oh, you're going to be, you're not going to be terrible, but I don't care. Listen to me. I'm going to go crazy on this. There's still people who I used to talk with in a chat that said they'd rather, like today, if they can go back, they wouldn't do the Peyton Manning years. They'd rather play with Brock Osweiler, and maybe they wouldn't be so bad after that. I just think that's just complete ludicrous. That's Looney Tune. In 4 years, you won 4 division championships. You got to the Super Bowl twice, and you won 1 Super Bowl. And people are saying they wouldn't take those 4 years because they weren't good the next 7. I mean, how crazy is that?
It's crazy to you. That's how they feel.
I mean, is it crazy? Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? Like, what team would you rather be? Seriously, what team would you rather be? Right? I mean, you want to say the Bengals? The Bengals haven't made the playoffs, 2 out of 4 years? I mean, they were in the Super Bowl once, but I mean, you're not taking a Super Bowl championship? See, but you know what? That's why I like Sean Payton. Because you know what Sean Payton's attitude is? Listen to me. Do you realize the cap hell that the Saints are in right now? I'm going to say this again to you, Jen. What's Sean Payton's one job?
Win a Super Bowl.
Win a Super Bowl. Not worry about what goes down 8 years from now, right? That's not Sean Payton.
He doesn't care.
Nope, he doesn't, and he shouldn't. I don't care. He shouldn't care. His job is to win a Super Bowl. Then you know what? The next guy's problem is going to be get it back and get him out of here. But every head coach should do that. Not worry about what's going on for the next 8 years. I mean, when do you go? You have to go all in. You have to. Like someone's saying, the Knicks shouldn't have traded. What? The Knicks were never going to win a championship with the roster they had last year with Julius Randle and DiVincenzo. They're not. Somebody here, I'm going to ask you this one. The Knicks were tougher last year, right? The Knicks probably with they were like built a little different, right?
Well, they had a deeper, better bench,
Okay,
so they could be a little tougher.
But they said right now, I heard this on Monday. If this year's Knicks played last year's Knicks, who wins in the 7-game series?
This year's Knicks.
Both people said 5 games this year. They said it's not even close. Like, well, I mean, again, you have to do that.
Yeah, agreed.
You have to do that. You have to go for it.
Kurt, let me get some comments in here because we had a Kenny joined us. I didn't even get to welcome him. Hope that he's feeling a little bit better. And he had a question for you. I just want to find it here. He said, hi, Kurt and Jen. Kurt, which running back after Genty do you like most in this year's draft?
Probably Hampton. You know, I think I'm a big fan of Hampton, but I also like Sampson from Tennessee. I love him. I think he's like a baby Kamara, same school. So I'm going to say Hampton and Sampson are my two guys. Or was it Simpson, Sampson? I forgot the Tennessee kid. So I'm going to go there.
Okay. I had some other before when you asked when was the last time Tomlin won a playoff game. You said who was president. I said Obama, but I have the dog on my lap now, so I don't know if you could hear me. Eddie Murphy said, "Did I say Yo Mama or Obama?" I said Obama.
But think about, but like, let's be totally realistic. Like that, Jen, that's a long time ago.
Yeah,
Jen,
yeah.
that's a real long time ago.
Oh, this
And
is a good one from Eddie Murphy. This is another rumor mill we haven't discussed tonight. We talked about Gronk. We talked a little bit about Von Miller. We talked a little bit about who was it you said was going to go to LA? Was it Stafford, right?
yep,
Um, Eddie Murphy saying LA going to take Rodgers. Want
yeah.
to talk about that one a little
Yeah,
bit?
I like it. Again, I'm a Matthew Stafford fan, but I'm a big Aaron Rodgers fan. So, hey, if you can't work the money, and like they're saying Stafford wants 55 million a year, maybe more than that a year. And listen, you can go get a couple of high draft picks from the Raiders, and you're back, and you're going to turn around and you're going to get not only Aaron Rodgers, they said Devontae Adams is going to come with them. Trade Cooper Kupp, and now you have Puka Nacua, Williams in the backfield with Rodgers, and Devontae Adams and Sean McVay. Absolutely. I love that move for him. Warm weather. I'm telling you, Rams or Niners. I would do Niners if I was, listen, if I was the Niners, I'm taking him over Brock Purdy any day of the week, saving the money. But absolutely, give him a championship team. He'll be right there.
That would be a homecoming for him. Didn't he go to Cal?
Yeah, he went to Cal. Very good, Jen. Very good on your knowledge. Very good. So, listen, we joke around, but it's not Sean. That's not Sean Payton. Sean Payton shouldn't worry about the cap. Sean Payton shouldn't worry about draft picks. Sean Payton should just worry about winning a Super Bowl. And then you know what happens after that? Then you try and try to win another one. But it's not about I got to be good for the next 12 years. You're not going to be good for the next 12. Nobody's going to do that. You're not going to. No team's going to do that. You're going to just see teams fall off. Like think about it. Like look at Kansas City now. They're going to go right down the hill. Why? Because listen, they did what they should have done. They won 2 Super Bowls in a row. They were in a third in a row, right? Like you got to get older guys. You got to sign those guys. Like, listen, if I'm Kansas City, yeah, you know what? I guess you got to go back and run it back with Kelsey. And this is your window. Mahomes is declining. Like this is your window. You got to do it. You're not going to be, they're going to be good for 36 years. No, you're not. Nobody does that. There's no dynasty. It doesn't exist. What New England did is a once in a lifetime did. What it's a once in a lifetime did whatever the word is. The Bulls, what they did with Jordan. I mean, listen, you had Michael Jordan. Like you're the best player in any sport of all time. The Spurs, that's not going to happen anymore.
How could you say that? You don't know that that's true.
What I'm saying is the odds are it's not going to happen. It's so hard. It's so hard to do it. It's so hard to win back to back, to win, you're not everything has, with the money and the contracts. And
would you say Kansas City had a bit of a dynasty?
They had a little bit of a dynasty. Yeah. I mean, they didn't have a full dynasty, but a little bit. Yeah. Yeah.
How could you say that there can't be another something like that?
But I'm saying they did it in a short window, right? Like people here are saying, I'm going to look 9 years down the road. That's what I'm saying. Like that's not going to happen. Your windows are 3 and 4 year window. So that's like the Eagles are in a window. The Eagles aren't going to be how they are now 7 years from now. It's not going to happen. I mean, you got to be realistic. It's going to be you're all in. You start to decline. Voop, here it goes. The cap's in trouble. You don't have picks. It constantly. That's the cycle you're going to go on. That's what happened with us, right? That's what happened with Denver. It's so hard to find that quarterback. Especially when you have your older quarterback. But you can't. We can't be like, I don't want Peyton Manning because Peyton Manning's not going to play 8 years from now. I don't care 8 years from now. He gave you the best run you had as a Bronco in 4 years, and people don't want that. Oh, I'd rather have a quarterback for here for 12 years. I mean, it's stupid. Seriously. I'd rather have Brock Osweiler than Peyton Manning. I mean, come on. Brock Osweiler didn't last in the league after he left Denver. Like, that's crazy. You can't do it. Like, you can't do it. You gotta, when you're all in, you're all in. Like, Kansas City right now can't just be like, all right, let's rebuild. You got an older quarterback declining. What are you're gonna rebuild? You can't. You got to go all in. So Kansas City for the next year, it's going to be down, down. You just got to hope that while you're going down, you're still better than a lot of teams coming up. There's still a chance that they can do that. But you can't be like, I got to worry about 6 years from now. You got to spend the cap, spend the draft picks. You got to do what you got to do to win a Super Bowl.
I don't know if I can hop on board with you with a quarterback. I know your Kansas City hatred, but a quarterback that's declining. I don't think you can count Kansas
He
City
is.
out. I
No,
know.
I'm not. No. What I'm saying is I'm not counting them out. What I'm saying, though, is if I'm running Kansas City, my window is getting smaller and smaller and smaller. I can't worry about 4 years down the road when I have Mahomes still at a pretty good, at a pretty good speed, is at a pretty good condition he's in, right? 4 years, he's 4 years, he might not, who knows if he's there. I can't worry about that. I got to get him right now, everything I can get. If I have to sacrifice 4 years from now, what I'm saying is I'm doing it. That's what I'm saying.
We got Albert checking in
What's
saying,
up,
"Let's go."
Albert?
Hey, Albert, thanks for watching. Girl, we just have a couple minutes left, so
Wait,
let's
wait,
get
again,
let's
answer,
get
you know
here.
what? Answer that one for me.
What?
If you're running Kansas City, do you set, knowing, listen, again, your quarterback is declining. He's not the same. Your tight end is pretty much washed up. You have some younger receivers, whatever, but you're still probably a top 3 or 4 team in the AFC going into next year. But again, you still have Mahomes, but and your window is closing. Do you sacrifice the future for now? I do. Do you?
When you say sacrifice the future, like what do you mean
Worried
exactly?
about in 4 years, I'm going to be in I'm going to have cap
Well,
problems.
again, I
I'm going
agree
to
with you. Like
trade
if
picks.
there's
I got to trade future picks and some picks now to go get a better player. Like,
I,
yeah,
I I agree with you. If I feel that I can still win a championship now, then
right.
I'm going to go for that championship.
Okay.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Yeah. And I mean, just think about what you're saying. In one breath, you're saying, you know, that he's a quarterback in decline. And then, in the next breath, you're saying that they're still one of the top. Like, I'll take that. It's like like you said, like you said about Gronk. I'm going to take Gronk over, any of these other tight
Right.
ends. Like
Right.
people are still
But
going to
but what I'm saying is,
Can I finish,
but
please?
go
You're
ahead.
still going to take Mahomes. He's still one of the best quarterbacks.
Well,
So I
why
think
I'm
I think you're letting your hatred of Kansas City, which I
no.
understand,
Let me
cloud your
no.
judgment a little
Nope.
bit on this.
Let me answer it right now. I've said this numerous times. There's a lot of um what's the word? Overhyped quarterbacks. So that's why I'm saying he is declining. There's no lie. Like, listen, one of the best Chief fans I know, Dave Chalabi, talk to him every day. He's been saying for 3 years something's wrong with. He's not the same player. He is declining. But the problem is there's the quarterback play in this league is so bad. Even
Well,
though he's
exactly.
declining, he's still better than he's better than Tua, better than New England, better than Dak, better than Jordan. Like, he's better than those guys. He is, but he is declining.
But
That's what I'm
again,
saying.
he's still able to do things like make those big plays. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Right.
So
But that's
again,
what I'm saying.
not
If I'm
debating
running,
that
if
he
I'm
hasn't
running,
dropped in his performance, but
right.
you have to be realistic about what he's still capable of doing.
But if
That's all.
I'm running Kansas City, go get me Cooper Cup. Go get me another tight end. Go get me. If there's a running back, go get me that running back. I don't care about 4 years down the road. They can't. Their window is their window, like our windows, like their window's shrinking and shrinking, but there's still a little window for Kansas City. You have to go like for Buffalo here, real quick. Buffalo, Kansas City, um, Baltimore, like those windows are straight. You have to go all in. You can't, if you're Buffalo, you can't worry about, well, 6 years from now, I could care less about 6 years from now. You have Josh Allen now. You have to do everything now, right now. Spend your money. Give up your draft picks for players if they're going to help you. Hey, if you could get a legit another good receiver for them, you go give it up. The window's so small. You have to win one Super Bowl. One. You can't get to 2 and 3 without one. You have to get one. So that's what I'm saying. And the same thing with Denver. The one more thing, Jen, I'll say is, like I said before, there's no more difference. Last year there was a difference. Now there's not. We are the same as Kansas City. We're the bigger window because we have a younger quarterback. We're the brighter future going forward. But our window's the same as, we're the same as Buffalo now. Super Bowl window. Same as Baltimore. We're the same thing. Now, we have to make a couple moves, and we will, but we're in the same window.
All right. Well, on that note, I say I want to say hi to Trevor. He checked
What's
in.
up,
Hey,
Trevor?
Kurt and Jen. Hope all is well with you guys. And he hopes that Bo, meaning our dog Bo, is ready for a busy football off season.
Oh,
Well, you know
yeah.
what?
Oh,
I
yeah.
hope that it is a busy off season. That's
He's
all I'm
ready
gonna
for
say.
he's ready for March 10th. He's ready for that.
Let's end with this comment from Ernie. He called the Chiefs boring before. He says, "If I was running the Chiefs, I would sell them for 2 dozen eggs." Hey, eggs are a hot commodity right now. So
Ernie, you know what, Ernie? Ernie, let's play a little Taylor Swift song tonight and dance because thank you, Travis Kelce, for coming back. Because again, he'll be limbering. Here he comes. I mean, what a pathetic performance. What a pathetic performance in that Super Bowl. Bring him back. Give him, you know what? Let's pay him $27 million a year. Keep spending that money. But listen, they don't phase me. But Jen, not gonna lie, I'm a little afraid of the Matthew Stafford, Ashton Janty, Raider combination if that comes true. A little scary. Not just let's go. Let's go. Let's go. And I'm just you know what, Jen? I'm excited. That's a big week for me. You know why it's a big week? I got free agency starting on Monday, legal tampering. Then we got free agency on Wednesday, Big East tournament. Let's go, baby. I'm ready.
we got a lot coming up. Royce calling saying you have tunnel vision. Roy, I agree a little bit with you there. Pearl saying give Bo a kiss. I certainly will. Pearl, thank you for your fellow dog love. Thank you everybody for watching, for commenting, and we will see you soon.
All right. Have a good week. We will be back, I believe Wednesday next.